Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Zom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. Welcome on in, man. How are y'all doing? How are we doing? We are vibing. Today is August 19th, 2024. My name is Zom Slays. I'm fresh out the shower. It's a kind of a muggy East Coast day. Like really pretty crazy. But how y'all doing, man? This is episode 187. We got a stacked show for you guys tonight. A couple things to go over. A couple of discussion segments, some updates. You guys know the drill, man. So, let's get down to business. So, let's do weekly recap stuff. We're gonna talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. And then we're gonna get into a small discussion segment. I have something relatively easy that we're gonna talk about today. Actually, I'm just gonna pull it up now. But yeah, that's kind of the order of things, and then we're gonna go into some reactions and reviews, like I said. So let's go take a gander. All right. So let's get down to business. Let's talk what happened at Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so, or over the last week or so. Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are in stock right now. We still have some smalls, we have some mediums, and we have some larges still. We are currently sold out of extra larges and double extra larges. So make sure you let us know if you'd like to purchase one. You'll definitely see some promo go out over the next couple weeks for that. We're trying to get at least one more piece done on that, and then we'll kind of seal the deal on merch until we do another drop. But basic logo tees are available right now. That's usually Mondays, and then Tuesdays we drop early access Patreon content, and that is live right now. So again, if you missed the Music Mondays podcast or you don't want to watch the rebroadcast on Twitch, it is available on our Patreon for you to download, chop up, do whatever you want to do with the video. So definitely go check that out. That drops every Tuesday, so make sure you go show that some love, and make sure you go check out our Patreon. And huge shout out to all of our current Patreons. You guys are beautiful and amazing, and thank you for supporting Music Mondays. Let's see here. So that was Tuesday, and then you guys know we drop submissions for the podcast on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions open. SoundCloud Sunday is a little bit more simple in comparison to the podcast, but that's what we're going to talk about today. I have a special SoundCloud Sunday segment that we're going to do. But that was Tuesday and Wednesday. We headed into Thursday, this past Thursday, with a brand new YouTube upload. Uploading different genres on different accounts. So, that was a really cool segment that we did last week that's available on our channel right now. A couple of my artists, a couple of artists in general, and a couple of my mutuals always kind of run into that issue of, feeling like they need to drop other genres on different accounts and make new aliases and things like that. So I gave some thoughts on that YouTube upload, so make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. And we drop new videos every Thursday and Saturday, so again, make sure you sub to the channel, go show that some love. We are 6 subs away from 290, so make sure you go sub to the channel and go show those videos some love. Let's see. So that was Thursday. Then we headed into Friday with a brand new article by the homie Con Binny, Music Monday staff writer, artist, producer, and multi-talented creator. Con Binny 2004 actually came up with an excellent review that's available right now on our website. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And go show our homepage some love, man. Let's fucking get it. So there's a ton of articles out right now, so you should definitely go check that out if you haven't. Absolutely been dropping bangers. Like, if I'm being honest with you, we've been dropping fucking heaters. So definitely go check out that article and go show Con Binny some love. That was Friday. We headed into Saturday with episode 186 of the Music Mondays podcast dropping on our YouTube channel. It drops on our channel every single Saturday for your viewing pleasure in a live premiere format. So again, if you prefer to watch the show on YouTube, you can look for that every single Saturday. But episode 186 is available on YouTube and anywhere else you stream the Music Mondays podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good jazz. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And again, huge shout out to everybody that submitted and tuned in to episode 186 of the Music Mondays podcast. You guys are awesome. That was Saturday. After that, we rolled into Sunday with SoundCloud Sunday Volume 148. That was curated by me and the homie Avanko, Music Mondays staff curator, Avanko. So again, that one's pretty stacked as well. A nice variety when it comes down to SoundCloud Sunday this last week. So definitely go check out 148 and go show that some love. What's really cool is when it comes down to SoundCloud Sunday, we are 2 volumes away from 150, which is just fucking stellar. So make sure you get prepared for that, and we're gonna do a little SoundCloud Sunday, maybe like best of or something like that. So keep your eyes peeled for what we do when it comes down to SoundCloud Sunday. But per usual, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 148 is live right now. So if you missed that, definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Go spin that playlist. Go share that playlist with your friends. And huge shout out to everybody that tuned in and submitted to SoundCloud Sunday. So that was your weekly recap. Kind of a relaxed week here at Music Mondays. Lots of basic content went out. A lot of your usual content went out. So that's what's happening. And now, obviously, we're here live Monday, August 19th, 2024. So, let's talk, my friends. All right. So first, I want to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. So, many of you know that Cyberfest is our big deal right now. So we're going to talk about that in a second for sure. But before we do all that, I just want to remind you that Music Mondays is recruiting. We are on the hunt for all of our staff roles. If you're a journalist, writer, curator, designer, you want to do short form or long form content, you want to get involved in the Music Mondays platform in any shape or form, definitely let us know. Let us know if any of those roles interest you. Let us know if you're interested in joining the team, man, because we have a couple open spots. I think we have like 3 open spots before we're just gonna fully close off the staff team. So again, we are on the hunt for some new creators. So again, send me a message, send Music Mondays a message, send us an email. And if you have any questions about roles or anything like that, definitely let us know. We have a great YouTube upload where I kind of break down all the Music Mondays staff roles and things like that, and how things operate behind the scenes at Music Mondays, right? Like what's expected of each role, how writing works, how curating works, and things like that. So definitely let us know if that's interesting to you, and we'll be happy to have that conversation with you. So that's recruiting. Per usual, we are also on the hunt for SoundCloud exclusives. Once again, if you have an unreleased SoundCloud track you'd like to have hosted and promoted for free on the Music Mondays SoundCloud, definitely let us know. We are only interested in unreleased tracks, of course. So again, feel free to go upload on all platforms and things like that, but we're only interested in the SoundCloud version. Not only to show our audience some love over there on SoundCloud, but to show the community some love and really start to archive some pretty rare drops on our page. So definitely let us know if that's something that interests you. Again, we're only interested in the unreleased version. So again, feel free to do whatever you want to do with it afterwards, right? You want to go upload it to Spotify and things like that, that's great. Same thing for YouTube. If you'd like to have a audio, lyric video, visual, any type of YouTube content hosted on our channel and hosted and promoted for free across all of our social medias and uploaded to our channel of almost 300 subscribers, definitely let us know. So both YouTube and SoundCloud, we are on the hunt for some exclusives. Again, we are only looking for unreleased material. So again, if you have something that you want to drop on Music Mondays, definitely let us know. That'll be something that we kind of dive into here on the show. I'll talk more about that as far as that goes. But yeah, those 2 things are pretty standard. So we are recruiting and we are looking for exclusives. So definitely let us know and send us a message if any of that interests you, because we'll be happy to get some drops lined up for the community. So, what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so? Well, pretty stacked week. I mean, realistically, today's August 19th. So we have barely 2 weeks left of August, right? Like, just under 2 weeks. So we're pretty much hammering down super hard on Cyberfest 2 and getting everything set for our next URL event. So again, I'll be reaching out to some artists individually once we get some small promo graphics ready to go. You'll see some stuff on social media and we'll start talking about it as far as that goes. We do have a soft date at the moment, but that could change, so that's why nothing has been revealed yet to anybody. But yeah, Cyberfest 2 is pretty much taking a lot of the staff's time and a lot of my time as well. As far as like extra stuff goes, right? Because we always have our standard weekly and monthly content. But as far as like a bigger events, Cyberfest 2 is on the horizon. So that's kind of like our main bread and butter right now. And I really want to get that set for the rest of the year. So Cyberfest 2 definitely, like I said, you'll see some more merch promo go outs. A little bit of an updated graphic. We'll update our stock and let everybody know what's available at the moment as well. So again, those two things are pretty big when it comes down to like background stuff for Music Mondays. And then of course your monthly content will stay the same. We have a couple of playlists to drop on our SoundCloud. Um, Underground Classics. We need to redo the monthly as well. Across the Pond should be coming as well. We have like 3 or 4 playlist updates that we have to do on our SoundCloud. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Those will be coming out this week into next week as well. And then, of course, like I said, your weekly content will stay the same, right? So when it comes down to articles, SoundCloud Sunday, the podcast, YouTube uploads, all that good jazz, that is obviously still the same. So again, you can expect content Monday to Monday. But that's what's coming over the course of the next couple weeks. Like I said, I think over the next couple of shows, we should be able to get you guys some really good Cyberfest 2 updates as well. So yeah, very, very important stuff going on at Music Mondays when it comes down to a lot of the stuff that we're doing in the background, right? So, but Cyberfest 2 is our main thing, so keep your eyes peeled for any updates on that. And make sure you follow Music Mondays on socials, man, because those updates are going to be coming relatively soon. So, yeah, I think that's about like the major stuff when it comes down to what's going down in the background at Music Mondays. And then of course, like I said, your regular scheduled content will stay the same. Nothing's really changing on that front. We're just kind of working on the bigger events in the background, you know. So, um, we did weekly recap stuff. We spoke about what's coming on Music Mondays. We talked recruiting. Let's see here. I think there's one more thing I want to do before we dive into some reactions and reviews. So, this one will be relatively quick, simple, and easy, but it is something that I realized we haven't done here on the show, which is pretty interesting. So, our discussion segment for this week is going to be relatively simple. Okay, so for all you audio listeners, there is a tweet on screen right now. And this week on the show, we're going to be talking about how to submit to SoundCloud Sunday. Because a lot of people tend to not understand the schedule at first, right? They don't know when to submit and things like that. So we're going to break it down for you guys here in a little bit more of like a simpler fashion, right? So uh, it's kind of similar to the podcast, but we'll get into it. So let's sip some coffee and let's talk. All right. So, SoundCloud Sunday. How do you submit to SoundCloud Sunday? Very simple, very easy. Submissions open every single Wednesday. So again, we usually leave Tuesdays for the show's submissions, right? So if you're interested in submitting to the Music Mondays podcast, that's a completely different post. That always comes out on a Tuesday. But for SoundCloud Sunday, our weekly SoundCloud playlist, that comes out every single Wednesday. So again, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for tweets that always look like this. It'll definitely say SoundCloud Sunday on the cover. And of course, the tweets will always be in the same format. Attention artists and producers, drop your latest SoundCloud track or instrumental below for a chance to be featured in our weekly playlist released every Sunday. Must be following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. All genres are welcome. We're releasing 8/18/2024. So again, that was yesterday's playlist, but relatively simple. We're interested in instrumentals for the playlist. We're always interested in all types of genres for the playlist, because it is a weekly playlist, right? So we do tend to like run through tracks relatively fast. So, as far as the schedule goes, how do you submit to SoundCloud Sunday? Well, like I said, SoundCloud Sunday submissions open every single Wednesday. So think of it as if the podcast is Tuesday to submit, SoundCloud Sunday is Wednesday. And like I said, the only reason for that is to just really give the podcast its own day and let everybody kind of soak that in first, and then we move on to SoundCloud Sunday. And then if anybody's interested in that, we kind of talk about that as well, and let you guys submit there. Of course, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. The only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Again, make sure you're following Music Mondays and you're good to go. So again, kind of similar to the podcast, just drop your links down below. Again, instrumentals, old tracks, new tracks, things like that. Feel free. And of course, this is why you should be following Music Mondays on social media to stay up to date, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, YouTube. We're literally everywhere, so pick your favorite platform and make sure you follow Music Mondays to stay up to date. But yeah, SoundCloud Sunday is relatively simple, and submissions don't close for SoundCloud Sunday until the playlist drops. Obviously, we don't add anything to the playlist once it's out, right? Because we like to credit everybody and make sure that everybody gets their love. But when it comes to submissions closing, they don't close. Much differently than the Music Mondays podcast, right? Because submissions close for the show because we're a live show, and just to get a head count and things like that. When it comes to SoundCloud Sunday, submissions do not close. So again, feel free to submit anytime from Wednesday to Sunday until you see the playlist drop, right? And then that following week, we usually drop another cover and curate more submissions. So again, just a quick recap. So when it comes down to how to submit to SoundCloud Sunday, submissions open every single Wednesday. And of course, the playlist drops on what day? The Sunday. So again, you have about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so about like 3-4 days to actually submit your tracks when it comes down to SoundCloud Sunday. But as far as that goes, that's pretty much the basics of SoundCloud Sunday and how you can submit and how you can kind of slide your tracks in every week in like a smooth manner. So you can expect those to open every single Wednesday. And of course, if you go check the Music Mondays website and check our contact section, you can check out the staff and really find out who does the curating for SoundCloud Sunday. Obviously, I do as well, but we do have 2 staff curators that you can contact just to slide some tracks to, or kind of pitch yourself as well. And of course, same thing with writing, but we'll probably talk about that another time. But as far as SoundCloud Sunday goes, that's kind of like the gist of it, man. Again, if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, definitely let us know. Feel free, because I'll definitely be willing to, go into further detail about how and why and things like that. So, again, that's how you submit to SoundCloud Sunday. Submissions do open every single Wednesday. You can only submit on Twitter just to be able to actually curate links properly and things like that. Makes it much easier on our end. But again, if you have any questions, concerns, or things like that, definitely drop a comment. This will be uploaded on the channel, so make sure you go like the video and all that good jazz. But yeah, that's how you submit to SoundCloud Sunday. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are uploading 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, how-tos, tips and tricks, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So again, make sure you go show the channel, these artists, these videos, some fucking love, baby. Let's get it. So that was one where, we do get that question from time to time. Um, how to submit to SoundCloud Sunday, where to submit my tracks, and yada yada yada, things like that, right? So, um, that's kind of like the full breakdown how to submit on Sunday. So again, um, definitely, send us any questions or concerns if you have any. And definitely go check out that video, and definitely drop your tracks for SoundCloud Sunday every Wednesday, man. I mean, shit, we want them, we need them. Let's get it. So we did recap stuff. We talked about recruiting. We talked about YouTube jazz. We talked about exclusives. We did SoundCloud segment. I think it is definitely time to dive into some reactions and reviews. So this is the main part of our show and the biggest section. So let's talk, my friends. So most of you are new here, but if you don't, submissions are always in the same format every single week. They'll always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on 8/19/2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/SongPlays, which is here and now. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links to portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So you guys know the drill, man. Contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. Everything from vocals, obviously, to instrumentals, to merchandise, to fashion, to lyric videos, to a whole lot of stuff, to be honest with you. We've quite literally reacted to everything here on the show, so feel free to drop whatever you want, right? Again, and the only reason for that is because so many underground creatives are actually multi-talented, right? A lot of them are very, very multi-talented. So when it comes down to really including everybody, this is like the best way, right? Because a lot of producers are also vocalists, a lot of vocalists are also engineers, a lot of producers are also designers, a lot of people do merch, things like that. So feel free to drop whatever you like and whatever you do under this tweet and submit to the Music Mondays podcast if you feel like it deserves some spotlight here on the show. We are definitely down. So, all right. That's pretty much that. And of course, 4 hour show limits. When it comes down to the 4 hour show limit, it just makes the show a little bit more easier to watch back. I mean, one could argue that a 4 hour show is still a little bit tedious to watch back, but it's definitely a lot shorter than our longer shows, right? We used to do shows upwards of like 6-7 hours long. So just to keep a little bit of the pressure off us here at Music Mondays, and we are one of the only weekly live shows here on Twitch on Monday. So again, it just makes our process a bit easier. So we do chop the show back down to at least 4 hours. 4 hours is about the max. And then, of course, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Again, like I said, submissions are free. The only thing that we do ask is that you're following us on Twitter just to not only spread our message, but to just pay respects to everybody else that does follow Music Mondays on Twitter and waits for their submissions to be played first every single week. And of course, outside of that, Patreon subscribers' submissions are played first each. So again, if you're subscribed to the Patreon at any tier, one of 3 tiers, basic, advanced, or premium tier, you gain access to a whole bunch of goodies, including something called the Music Mondays Fast Pass. So again, like I said, for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon, you have the ability to have your submissions played first every single week here on the show. So again, for example, if you subscribe to the Music Mondays Patreon tonight, you would have the next 4 Mondays on lock, and you would have your submissions played first here on the show. So again, just keep that in mind. Of course, huge shout out to everybody over on our Patreon. You guys are fucking beautiful and amazing. Thank you for your love over there. We have so much planned for for the Patreon, man. So many cool things coming over there. So sit tight. But again, Patreon subscribers, submissions are played first every single week. And of course, the only other thing that you need to know is that submissions do close about an hour or so before the show starts. So like I said, one of those things where we are a live show, right? So we like to keep things a little bit free flow, and it just makes it easier on us, and that way nobody kind of cuts the line and messes up people's submissions and things like that. And we like to get a little bit of a head count just to see how long the show actually will be for the night, right? So again, just keep that in mind. Submissions close about an hour or so before the show starts, just about roughly that. So again, like I said, keep that in mind. And that pretty much gives you like about 7 days to submit your tracks, right? I'd say like pretty much 7. So again, when it comes down to that, just keep that in mind, and submissions do close a little while before the show starts. So, let's see here. I believe we do have one Patreon for tonight, and then we're gonna dive into the rest of the community. A decent amount of submissions tonight. We're definitely gonna have a good night. That's for sure. I believe we only have one person that was not following Music Mondays. The homie Funk Milla. Make sure you follow Music Mondays on Twitter before you submit, my friend. Feel free to submit next week after you refollow. Okay. So, our one Patreon of the night is the homie Jordan, and this cover is actually fucking crazy. Really, really crazy. So let's see what we got here. Jordan, a multi-talented artist, producer, designer, so many other things. This is an artist who's had a really great 2024. But they submitted a track titled Better Days, a feature I did for a friend's new album that came out last week. Art by the homie Michael. Okay. She A little Jordan feature, man. Oh, this is gonna be nuts. Hold on. All right. So 614 Stickman, Jordan, Apollo Storm, 115 J. Ballad of the Space Cowboy is the album name. Let's see here. We got about 11 tracks. Looks like this is track 2, which is really crazy. I mean, that's a bold choice to have a track 2 this stacked, you know. So let's get into it. I'm down. Jordan and the homies over at 614 Stickmen, Better Days.
Oh no, oh no, I think I lost myself in outer space.
Hey, let's go, Stickman.
I know I have to see through to better days. Alone,
It is so hard.
dwell upon the things that I might change. So close to being
I really like this beat.
fuck you good to sleep, it's really been a way. Little make a real use a drink. Been a big dumb artist, really make me shrink. I'm a cancer after all, that's why it's in the sink. But ain't no sinking if it's froze, so I want Cuban links. Sneak communication, pleasing that you good with me. Don't wanna end up wonder what the hell this could have been. Just wanna focus on what's good here right in front of me. Stop your actions, I can tell you not enough.
Wow.
I come up here when I get booted all these drugs. Believe in manifesting shit, so watch your tongue. I like to think I'm pretty real at 101. You like to tell me I don't care, but you be wrong. When she get deep, I end up writing hella songs. I hate the feeling that I'm out here all alone. I know I'm not, but you keep taking off your thumb. Oh no, I think I lost myself in outer space. I know I have to see it through to better. Don't tell me that it's love, 'cause I know better. Don't know who to
What the
trust,
fuck?
my ass, but you can do like a storm, my type of weather. You make me jealous, can't make it better. Anytime I love myself, I find my way. I might have felt at home with you, but I can't stay. I can't explain the way I feel, I just can't say. I know I came about to feel, but I don't play. Loosen up my trust, only take one time. Heart been going cold, money on my mind. Long as I make a place, I'ma be just fine. She can have the world, but she'd rather take mine. I've been out my feelings, been in another zone. The company I keep, the type to chew to your bone. Lately, fuck the world, I need a planet of my own. Let a nigga play with me, you know we leave a case. Oh no, I think I lost myself in
Wow.
outer space. I know I have to see through to better days.
That's crazy. That, like, the way. Oh shit, there's 2 tracks. He's on Desperate as well. Okay. I knew this was a very interesting track just based off the cover. Like the cover was super fucking attractive. I can't believe Michael did this. That is fucking nuts. That is really nuts. Um, this was fantastic. I really love this song. This is a hit. This is 100% a hit. The hook, the verses, beats fucking insane. Yeah, man, this is a fucking hit. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. This is definitely a fucking hit. Wow. Okay, like I have no other words for it. You know what I mean? Like it has that like I don't want to say mainstream palatability, right? But it's so comfortable on the ear, right? It has that ear test, like it passes that ear test, like for sure. Like, I wouldn't say mainstream. I would say it's very palatable. Like you could go show this to any age gap. You could show this to like the youngins, they'd like it. You could show this to like our parents' generation, they'd fuck with it. Like it's one of those like very palatable kind of tracks, right? Where like almost anybody could get behind this. And I just love the sound. It's a very nighttime esque kind of track. I really think this is a fucking heater. This is really a heater. All right, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about 3 things. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. And we're talking about the overall theme of Better Days. So, let's talk instrumental. I mean, off rip, I knew that instrumental was fucking nuts. Like I really did. I just knew like right off the bat that this instrumental was something special, man. It has that really great blend of like pop hip hop. You know what I mean? Like it's very much like raw hip hop centered, but has this like almost like pop esque alternative kind of feel to it. Like it's blending a few genres for sure. I don't really want to like box it in because it's so unique, but it definitely like hits like a very interesting spot when it comes down to the sound it's achieving, right? So, um, man, I just love the choice off rip. I mean, they all sounded so great on the instrumental. It was kind of like, you know, one of those things that like right off the bat, you know, it just passes the ear test. So I just love the choice. But let's talk mix. The mix is fantastic. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that really like throws the mix off ultimately at all. Um, Actually, I think it's a really crisp and clean mix. If I'm being real with you, like it's a very tight and like it's right where it needs to be kind of mix. You know, has that nice middle ground. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that really like throws me off at all. To be honest with you, everybody's vocals sit nice. Nobody's kind of like uneven or anything like that. Um, Nothing threw me off about the instrumental like whatsoever. Um, so the mix is solid. Not really a shocker, but this also was just a Jordan feature, right? So who knows how this mix could have went if it was involving this many other people, right? I mean, um it really could go, either way. But this one is fantastic. So definitely no surprise there. Um hmm. Okay. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Um structure's up there for me, definitely. Um, Drums are decent too. I like the drums a lot. The drums gave it that nice like rhythm, kept you moving kind of feel, right? Um, but ultimately, I think these fucking melodies and the way that this song feels from the melodies, this nighttime highway esque like it's a very night track, right? Um, the melodies just hit you so hard on this. They really do. So, in my opinion, it's got to be the melodies. Um, but the structure is kind of a close second. The drums are up there too, but definitely the melodies here. It's just the sound selection and the the way it makes you feel. It's got a very specific feel to it. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Let's talk vocals. Um, Vocal mixes. I mean, everybody sounds fantastic on this track. I don't think there's one kind of like dull spot, to be honest with you. The hook's great, the verses are great. Everybody's like sounds cohesive. Nobody's like trying to do something different on the track, and everything is very much like on the same page. Especially when it comes to the vocal mix. The transitions are nice from verses to hook. It's all a really solid package. It really is. Um, So whoever did the final mix on this did a fantastic job leveling everything out and making sure that it was nice and in the middle. So whoever did this did a really great job, 100%. Um, so vocal mix is very solid. I love everybody's vocal mix here. Like everybody has their own unique style, right? But you know, it's not so wild that it like changes the feel of the song, and it's not like so the same that it's just kind of like meh. Like everybody kind of really did their own thing on this one, which is what I really liked about it. The vocal mix is definitely knocked it out of the park. Um, hmm. So vocal mix is solid. Vocal shining star. I mean, the hook is what's really like tying this song together. Like like the hook genuinely ties this song together in a way that I don't know if the hook was different that it would have had the same feel. You know, I really feel like this hook is one of those ones that really fucking came through here. I mean, I love the verses too. Like the writing in general is great from everybody. The flows and cadences were really solid too. Um, hmm, this is kind of tough. This is kind of tough because I do really love the writing from everybody. The flows and cadences were great. Everybody kind of like told their own story too, which I thought was really cool. You know what I mean? Like not every verse is like the same. Like everybody kind of like did their own thing on this, which I respected for a lot. Mm, I'm really torn between like writing in general from everybody and then the hook. I think writing in general and the hook are really fucking up there. Mm, oh, probably the hook. The hook is I just feel like the hook is something that everybody's gonna come back for. You know what I mean? And the hook is what's like super like it's catchy but it's like memorable at the same time. It's a very memorable kind of hook. Um but writing's a close second in general. I mean, and then on top of it, like everybody's flows and cadences were great too. So, hmm, yeah, probably the hook. Probably the hook. Let's definitely go with the hook for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. This cover is fucking crazy, like absolutely fucking crazy. Ballad of the Space Cowboy. I mean, like Space Cowboys and like the whole um like space western thing has always been a really cool topic that I don't think a lot of people tap into enough. It's a very like it's a very specific kind of like aesthetic, you know what I mean? Cuz like blending space and like blending, that western bounty hunter-esque feel is always interesting. It's very interesting. But you combine that with somebody like Michael who has this style when it comes to their art, it's really crazy. So the thing that's nuts about this is that you can still tell that there's like a very hint of their regular style and a combination of this new Ballad of the Space Cowboy kind of vision, right? Because when I'm looking at this, it's one of those things where like it's absolutely album worthy. Like it's absolutely album worthy. I mean, like this would be kind of overdone for a single. Like, I mean, it'd be cool for a single, and you could probably get it done, right? And it still have the same effect, but it feels like an album. It absolutely feels like an album, and that's what I really love about it. Uh, it kind of hits every nail on the head. But I think the thing that I like most about it is the border. I feel like the border was super like if like that was like a last minute choice, I feel like that was a really good choice. You know what I mean? Like because it really like tied everything together. So for me, absolutely on point with the aesthetics. Absolutely on point for sure. Art is fantastic. Overall theme. So somewhat more like a positive, keep your head up kind of track, right? But I think the thing that's really cool about this is that everybody kind of gave their own thoughts and their own kind of like they weren't afraid to like tell their story and like their kind of like spit their verse in the way that they kind of picture the song being. You know what I mean? Like everybody's verses kind of like tied together really nicely. It felt like again like we were hearing like people's stories. You know what I mean? And it definitely gave that feel. Absolutely gave that feel. So um, this is such like a staple track. Like what's really cool about this man is like I was kind of surprised that this was track two, but it probably works really well. Like if you're gonna go listen to the whole project, right? I really feel like if this was track two, I would definitely listen to the rest of the project for sure. Like you're not gonna hear that track two and not listen to the rest of this project. You absolutely will. So I feel like the track placing was also really smart. But I wouldn't look too deep for an overall theme. I mean, it's pretty much in the hook, right? But it's also a very like I don't want to say like positive kind of track, but it's a very motivational kind of track if you ask me. You know what I mean? And like really has that like inspiring kind of effect. That's like not corny, you know. I think everybody did a fantastic job, and the hook is super memorable, and the verses are great. and the instrumental just shines, man. This is such a great cover song for this project. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you make music? Oh yeah, check this out. You know what I mean? And you show them some shit like this, people are like, holy shit. You know what I mean? They're like, holy shit. So, well done, my friends. Well done. This was crazy. Huge shout out to Jordan and the homies over at 614 Stickman. Make sure you go show them some love. Show all these wonderful artists some love. Go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow the homie Jordan on Twitter there. 5 followers away from 510. So make sure you go show him some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's video and every single video will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are literally like 6 subs away from 290. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz is over there. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love. Let's get it. And if you already have, you've been showing the channel some love, been showing the video some love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. Much, much love. You're all fucking amazing. Alrighty, my friends. Let's get back into it. So, that was our one Patreon for the night. Huge shout out to the homie Jordan. Now we are gonna go from top to bottom, per usual. You guys know the drill. Well, let's get into some community submissions. But first, I'm gonna sip some coffee, and then we have some bangers up ahead, ladies and gentlemen. We have some fucking eaters, if I do say so myself. Some Music Mondays regulars, some returning faces, a couple new faces tonight. So, let's get into it. All right, all right, all right. So, okay. All right, left off with the homie Jordan. Up next, first is the homie Sam's Raps. Now, Sam's Raps has been absolutely fucking killing it here on the show. Everything we've heard from Sam's on the show has been fantastic. A super talented hip hop artist submitted a brand new demo, dropping the drafts for y'all. Oh, we're getting a little special treatment up in here. Okay. We're getting the special treatment. All right. Polarized. Polarized is such a crazy play on words. Okay, so we have some unreleased Sam's Raps here premiering on Music Mondays for the very first time. 10 hours ago, Polarized demo mix. Hilarious fucking title with a hilarious cover. That reminds me of that, like, what was it, like Klondike bars or something? And they had like a polar bear with sunglasses. I forget what like ice cream it was or something like that. But let's get into it, man. Brand new Sam's Polarized demo. Let's go. Crazy intro.
My eyes are polarized, I see through the skies. My
Okay.
eyes are polarized, you not seeing any signs. My eyes are polarized, I see through the skies. My eyes are polarized. Mama said to stay quiet, watch them while they creep. So I'm sitting rather silent, let them slaughter all the sheep. I try to hide it, cop the fleece, they mad I'm looking clean. They all act like they so unique, but lined on cookie sheets. My daddy said to beat your peers, you gotta stand tall. Ignore the doubt, and when it's back, kill it with alcohol. Instead I roll that burning moss, we passing back and forth. Is someone at the door? We let them in, it's your call. My eyes are polarized, I see through the skies. My eyes are polarized, you not seeing any signs. My eyes are polarized, I see through the skies. My eyes are polarized. Sometimes I get real high and need the silence for a while. Need quiet when it's loud and the highway when I'm homebound. Just cause it's going south don't mean I wasted time on you. Don't misconstrue the loop-de-loop, a circle's a line too. But it's like when you're not here, you're really more of an idea. You're impossible to touch and even harder to make appear. I never knelt in church or feared a God I couldn't hear. And not gonna start for you, I got free will, bitch, let me steer. My eyes are polarized, I see through the skies. My eyes are polarized.
What an interesting hook.
Any signs. My eyes are polarized, I see through the skies. My eyes are polarized. My eyes are polarized.
I love the polar bear. The polar bear is great. It really is.
My eyes are polarized. You not seeing any sign.
Wow.
Yo.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So this is a very interesting kind of track. It's very like it's not like experimental or anything like that, but it's very much like different. You know, it has this unique flavor to it, especially when it comes down to like the flows and like the idea of this track. So, a couple things to talk about, man. So let's get into it. Um, all right. So we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We are gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, what an interesting instrumental choice. I mean, like, it has like a very like alt hip hop, kind of like indie hip hop kind of feel to it. You know, it's a very interesting choice. I mean, when it comes down to it, though, it's like the perfect instrumental for somebody like Sam's, right? Because they could really like flex any flow on this that they really wanted to. You know, you honestly could, you really could. So I like the choice. I definitely like the choice. Um, let's talk mix. So instrumental mix. Um, solid. I mean, drums were good. Sound selection was good. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sat nice in the instrumental. Um, nothing that really kind of was off-putting to me at all. Thinking back on it, nice middle ground, crisp, clean, clear. Yeah, I like the instrumental mix. Definitely, definitely. Right where it needs to be. Right. Um. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Mm. Hmm. You know, I like the drums, right? I feel like the drums are definitely up there, but I'm gonna have to say it's got to be the melody. The melody, like as soon as it comes on, it's one of those songs that you're gonna like instantly remember, you know, just based off the melody alone. But I feel like the melody was like super effective in that aspect, you know. But the drums are a close second for sure. So definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mixes again, fantastic. You know, over the last like 3 or 4, probably like 5 now at this point, tracks that we've heard from Sam's Raps, all the mixes, even this demo, have been really solid. You know, like this is an artist that you're gonna hear like a shitty mix from. You know what I mean? Like at least we haven't here on the show, right? Like like even like this demo is still like really solid and well put together when it comes down to the vocals. So definitely no gripes here at all, but not really a shocker. You know what I mean? So vocal mix definitely solid. And like Sam's has this very much raw hip hop style that you don't really want to like exploit too much with processing and effects and things like that. So just gotta make sure they're crisp, clean, clear, nice and loud. Maybe a little bit of reverb here or there, but for the most part, it's solid. You know, so the vocal mix very much on point. Vocal shining star. Um, you know, I kind of like the flow and cadence. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, like writing is definitely up there, right? Like I think a lot of the bars are kind of fun too, but the flow and cadence was like it was a very like challenging one to take on. You know what I mean? Like really challenging. So I thought it was like one of those ones that's like Sam's kind of like took like a different route and it really like turned out well. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that they went outside the box and are like trying to push themselves. You know what I mean? With new flows, new cadences, things like that. Um, so yeah, for me, flow and cadence and delivery for sure. But writing was a close second. I mean, Sam's has always been like a solid writer when it comes to their tracks. So, um, definitely flow and cadence and delivery for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, flow, cadence, and delivery. Let's talk theme. Polarized, and the way it's spelt, and the polar bear with the eyes and the glass. I mean, dude, like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like it's such a fun play on words, and like, how could you not make this the cover? You know, I like this a lot too because it's super grainy, and like, it looks like an old like maybe it's like the icy pop or something like that, or I think one of them has a bear with sunglasses. I'm pretty sure. Um, but aesthetics definitely on point. I mean, he like even if this was the final cover, I feel like it'd still be solid. You know what I mean? So, um, aesthetics very much on point. Overall theme, I mean, you know, it's very much a play on words, right? It's very much a play on words, and I feel like this is one where, again, Sam's kind of took a relatively simple theme, right? And really kind of double down on it. You know what I mean? Like take a simple word like polarized, right? And like what it means, and then you kind of like break it down and keep writing about it and keep writing about it, and like just bar after bar after bar after like such like a simple topic. You know, it's just such a sign of like a really talented writer, you know, because you can take a simple topic and just break it the fuck down. You know what I mean? And just keep going and going and going. That's how you know that like certain artists can like write about anything. You know what I mean? And turn it into like a full blown song. And this is what this is. You know what I mean? So I feel like Stams does a really good job giving himself these almost writing exercises, if you will, right? Because not only was the flow and cadence and delivery step out of the like kind of, you know, norm, but I also feel like writing about simple topics is sometimes even harder, right? So it kind of furthers your writing skill and makes you, once again, think outside the box and really start to like pick your writing like in a different way, you know, because the subject is so simple, or even the word or the topic or anything like that, you know what I mean? So it's such a sign of like, again, like I said, very much like a talented writer, you know, a writer who's been doing this for quite some time. But I wouldn't look too deep for a theme here. Obviously polarized, right? So I think Sam's does a really good job kind of breaking that down and doubling down for the viewer, if you will, right? So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Sam's. Make sure you go show him some love on the cloud. They are 7 followers away from 100, so go show them some love over there on SoundCloud. And of course, make sure you follow Sam's Raps on Twitter. They are 4 followers away from 870, so go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. So, okay. And if you already have, per usual, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking get it. All right. Let's continue on. We left off with the homie Sam's Raps. Up next is the homie Waz, Just Waz. Now this is an artist who's had a really solid year, you know what I mean? Like, we've reacted to some really solid drops from Waz, 100%. But a very, very talented hip-hop artist submitted a track titled What Life Brings. Official video. Now, we know that Waz goes absolutely crazy with the videos, so this is already going to be nuts, for sure. No question. I love the aspect ratio. I love this aspect ratio. Yes. Yes. Whose ever direction or idea this was for this smaller aspect ratio is fucking phenomenal. Some good credits. Background vocals. Slower pace on the production. Like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Support goes a long way. Got some good links in the description. Byron's visuals perfect. Thank you, this helped. Gave me peace. Damn, okay. This gave me peace is crazy. Alright, so we got some love on this. Alright, let's get into it. Just Waz, What Life Brings. Let's go.
Travel package. Once you have read the terms and conditions, then choose a vacation destination.
I love the aspect ratio, bro. Like a high noon or something.
Life brings was chatting about it over drinks. Sabotage Kendall Roy too close to home and made me think days all alone. If I was trapped on an island, what would I bring? Karaoke in my mind.
Little
I just wanna
VHS.
fucking sing. I'm taking off the mellow ball. I got no ring. They embellish when they talk Cody Bellinger with the swing. They missed our head. Riding waves in cartoons. I got the eye patch slick. Big body booming around the corner for a spin. We're going off. My sixth senses activated at 6 o'clock. It's post reality and all I has my watch. I'm stuck. Irrelevance. The time is up. Details finite in the end. I scribble stuff. stuff, and I stretch these lines too much. Was walking on a ledge too close to call it. These voices in my head been steady calling. Groundbreaking, push the shovel farther. I'm up there with the Hubble scope, lots of stars, and not the types with jewels who drive the real expensive cars. I'm talking real shit, the best shit you ever rode, and we were walking slow down the road. Oh. Life brings was chatting about it over drinks. Sabotage Kendall Roy close to home made me think. Days all alone, I was trapped on an island. What should I bring? Karaoke on my mind. Bitch, I wanna fucking sing. I'm taking off LaMelo Ball, I got no ring. They embellish when they talk Cody Bellinger with the swing.
Damn.
It's was.
Damn, man.
Bitch. Yeah, go.
Brought to you by Branson for the vacation experience.
Wow, dude. Well done. Well done. That was like, I mean, like, like, how, like, what more could you want from a music video from an underground independent artist? Like, that is fucking fantastic. It's original. I love the locations. I love, like, this 90s nostalgia kind of vibe that we're getting here. I mean, like, hooking up the TV and playing the VHS and, like, having, like, the different filters on it, just felt 90s, man. It felt classic. Fantastic. This is actually one of the coolest videos I've seen this year. Like, it's not even close. I think we've had like a couple more that come to mind, but this one's definitely up there. This one's definitely up there for sure. This one is just, and like, I knew off rip when the aspect ratio was like this for this video, I knew it was gonna be fucking crazy. Okay, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So, you guys know the drill. We're going to talk about three things here. So, we're going to be talking about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the official music video for What Life Brings. So, alright. Let's talk instrumental. So, very classic Waz kind of style for this instrumental. Not really shocked that this is like, the kind of direction they chose when it comes down to production. You know what I mean? So it's a very Waz type beat, if you will, right? But I think the mix is solid. I mean, nothing clashing, too overbearing, nothing that really like stuck out to me as like super off-putting. Vocals sit nice, sound selection's great. Definitely no gripes. I mean, like, usually Waz's tracks are very clean and crisp. So it's not really a shocker that the instrumental's like where it is, but something I always want to point out for anybody new, right? So, instrumental mix solid, fantastic. Instrumental shining star. You know, I like the drums a lot. I do feel like the drums and the sound selection in general is like really solid. But the melody gives it that like classic, like old school hip hop feel, and the drums are like very much like new and like modern in terms of like sound selection. So like I feel like it hit that like really good like OG hip hop feel without sounding OG, if you get what I mean. You know what I mean? Because it's such a like a modern sounding song. It might be drums. I don't know. I like the structure too, though. I feel like structure's up there for me. But the melody, though. Yeah, let's go with the melody. Let's go with the melody. Just because, again, one of those songs that, like, you put on, like, 3 seconds of it and you immediately know what song it is, and it's because of the melody. Yeah, definitely the melody for sure, but the drums are a close second. Drums are definitely a close second. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, fantastic. Knocked it out of the park. I mean, Waz has such a solid, natural rap voice that, like, you don't really need too much processing, right? You just got to make sure it's clean, crisp, clear, nice and loud. maybe a little bit of reverb here or there. But other than that, I mean, the vocal mix is fantastic. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Uh, Drums cut through nicely. Vocals definitely sit nice. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, again, not really a shocker, much like the instrumental. Woz's mixes are very much like, um, very consistent, crisp, clean, clear. So something I always want to point out for somebody new, but not really a shocker. Here at Music Mondays, right? So, um, vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star is gonna be tough for a couple of reasons, right? I feel like writing was up there 100%, but the flow and cadence and delivery was really what kept me as a listener engaged, right? Because it just made you listen. You know what I mean? Like sometimes certain flows and cadences just make you listen. You know what I mean? So, um, hmm, yeah, probably flow and cadence and delivery. I feel like Waz really snapped on this one. Definitely flow, cadence, and delivery, no doubt. I mean, writing's up there too, right? Like, there's a lot of fun lines here. There's a lot of honest lines here. The hook is great. But for me, flow and cadence and delivery just made everything that much better and put a lot more emphasis on everything. So, yeah, definitely flow, cadence, and delivery, no question. Um, Instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow, cadence, and delivery. Let's talk about the music video. So, one thing about Waz and their music videos, man, is like they are so comfortable on camera. It just makes for such a sick video, bro. Like they like every video I just keep seeing newer and newer videos from Waz, right? And every single video is just like Waz is just so comfortable, man. Like they're just enjoying themselves and they really like they're not stiff on camera. They're really like look at the smiles and shit, bro. Like they're just having fun, like and it makes for such a sick video. But they're serious and chill at the same time. So that's one thing I love about Waz's videos is they're very like firm when it comes to being on camera, and they're definitely not like um camera shy or stiff or anything like that. So off rip, that's what I love. Um, but I think the thing here that I really love is like the like retro aspect of this. Like there's a lot of small stuff like using that type of footage, right? Like the grainy kind of retro looking kind of footage, and then using like VHS, and then like the transitions have like that like static a little bit. Like there's a bunch of small stuff here that was very nostalgic and like really feels like a early 90s, late 80s kind of like music video, except for a modern world. You know what I mean? So everything in here is very modern, but it's almost like tributing and like taking some of the old stuff and all like old styles and just making it new again. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen somebody go all out in a music video like this in quite some time. In this style anyway, right? I mean, there's been a lot of great videos that we've reacted to this year, but this is one where I feel like it was one of the most creative and like really like honed in on like the nostalgic factor, but also kind of like bringing it to life now. So I think Waz did a fantastic job with this, and everybody involved did a really good job. So that was fucking sick, man. That was absolutely fucking sick. With that said, a huge shout out to Just Waz. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to Waz's channel on YouTube. There are 3 subs away from 380. So go show them some love on the tube, man. And of course, make sure you go follow Waz on Twitter. They are approaching 1.2K on the Bird app, so make sure you go show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured on today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers. We upload it 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz over there. Channel, so you guys know the drill. And of course, you already have. Thank you. Much love for supporting Music Mondays, my friends. Thank you. I see you guys dropping likes, drop comments, all that good jazz. You're all fucking wonderful. Much, much love. All right. So let's get into it. Up next, we have the homie Offspring Mysterious. Now, Offspring Mysterious, a multi-talented artist, producer, writer, engineer, designer, filmer, editor, videographer. They literally do it all and have done it all. We've been reacting to Offspring for quite some time here on the show. But this week, they submitted Open Heart. For the people who want to know the person behind the mask, this is some of the things I go through on a daily basis. Open Heart, Offspring Mysterious on some WordPress. Okay. Now, this is... Alright, so wait. Let's see here. So this is Spirit Wife and Son. So this is very interesting. So what does it go up to Spirit Wife and Son? All right, so we'll go up to Spirit Wife and Son, and then we'll kind of give some thoughts right there for sure. Okay. So hello, universe, spirits, demons, entities, Lilith, sirens, demons, vampires, angels, gods, spirit guides, the deceased. My spirit wife and son is me. You can call me Offspring. I'm my real name, me. Me and you've been talking since I was born. It's crazy how time goes. You never lose touch with each other. I value that very much. For you to be as me as a lot. You've been growing with me at my high points, my low points. When I need a shoulder crying either. If I was or something, if I ever need to sign or whatever. I owe you money. Speaking of, sorry I got off topic here. You might be wondering why I'm writing this. Well, I'll tell you. I want to tell you I'm sorry. I didn't realize it's not one side of our relationship is better. I don't know if you know or not. I feel like I'm very selfish with our bond. You always do everything for me. I can't recall last time I did anything for you. No, that's not fair, is it? Huh. In 26 years, living things the most valuable I ever felt. Vulnerable I ever felt. Oh, okay. You ever felt this kind of emotion before? I could tell nobody. Remember you said, angry, you think you showed me signs that you paid attention. I heard you did. All about birthdays, that you're getting older. You view it as a bad thing. I view it as a great thing. Not many people say they would get a year older. Right, exactly. Right. I totally agree with that birthday sentiment for sure. You're getting older. I'm not thinking about my age. The knowledge. Yeah, right, exactly. 100%. 100%. That is why I was just treated as a celebration. Exactly. I like that a lot. Also, want to say I'm sorry for not properly communicating with you. And I just want to talk to each other. We're not properly communicating. What was our conversation on one side? In fact, you're not the only one who wants to communicate with me. I didn't talk to me. I want to, but I never do. Something that's holding me back from doing it. I know what it actually is. Want to hear it? I'm scared. I know spirit and human trust in each other. I do trust you. For some reason, I'm scared. I think I'm scared of being overwhelmed. Scared of talking to a demon on evil. Scared of that kind of spirit to me. Not the ones I was talked to. I think it's not fair to my food bond. You have friends in different forms, and I should be fair to them. Huh. I can feel it and touch my own heart, even when I'm daydreaming. I love feeling my heart makes me feel happy. Wow, this is crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. As I got older, my spiritual gifts have grown in tremendous heights, but for some reason, I never expand on these gifts. If you ever place your hand in my heart, I might tell you, smell you around and feel a warm sensation when you're by, even in public, spot you from a mile away. Fear of the unknown. I'm scared of what would happen to me and the people around me. I don't want them to get hurt because of me. I'm scared of the gift. I've been so in touch with my human side, I barely get in touch with my spiritual side. It may look like I am, but I'm not. I'm not even close to the level you know I could be. You're right. I'm holding back my talent. No, not a talent. A gift you gave to me for me not to use it. I don't want you to feel that way anymore. Trust. I feel like it's way more shit that we talk about. Service level shit. Talk about. Yeah, it's cool to talk about the shit. I know. Go deep. I feel like double friend spirit. And father, I don't want to fix it. Just that I'm used to. Probably why I love it. Anything you want me to improve in, let me know. I want to be a friend. I want to be a friend. Huh. Any way you want to communicate with me? No, I'm just hobbies, favorite sport, favorite activity, or how about your happy? What triggers you? About the fun? Well, how are you feeling? Hmm. This is an insane piece of writing. I want to feel welcome. I want them to feel love. No, try to trust the boss to give it. I really want stuff I need. Selfish reasons. What I really want for me is quality friendship and a beautiful relationship with wife and son. I'll be accepted. All JP find it better. You guys and always. Wow. So it continues to go on with about a couple more expands there. Wow. That was interesting. So this is the thing with Offspring, right? They're like absolutely so talented in everything that they touch, right? But when it comes down to Walking Onslaughts and their kind of short edits and a lot of their music and designs, those things are only one side of Offspring, right? Like truly, really only one side. And this one is the other one where like such intense writing is going down on Offspring's end of things that it's just so crazy. It's always so crazy, man. This was fantastic. This is fantastic. I mean, I definitely encourage all of you to continue to read this one if it's something that interests you, because Offspring definitely does really well with a lot of these short stories and a lot of these short messages. You know what I mean? Like very well written, like very well written. Um, Even like a lot of the poetry and a lot of the short stories that we've already seen from Offspring are always like super fucking solid. But it's not like word soup. It's just really well written. I think that would be the shining star here, if I'm being honest with you, is the fact that it's not word soup. Like Offspring is actually like telling a story here, um, without needing to like beat around the bush and say a bunch of like other stuff that doesn't need to be said. Right? It's not word soup area, you know. So that's what I like about it. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a shining star. Is the writing here for sure. Very detailed and very specific, but very like honest. You know. So I love that. I love that. Well done, my friend. This is fantastic. Huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for your submission. Make sure you go check out Offspring Mysterious on WordPress. And of course, make sure you go check out Offspring Mysterious on Twitter. They are 8 followers away from 920. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. Much love. Let's fucking get it. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We are approaching 290 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, all lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. You guys drop a like, drop a comment, all that good jazz on the channel. Thank you. All right, chat. Let's continue on. That was solid, man. That was really solid. Offspring really comes through with like a lot of like very interesting pieces, you know, like really interesting pieces sometimes. Especially when it comes down to writing though. You know what I mean? Like the writing is like okay, you know what I mean? Like writing's definitely up there for sure. It's got that like short story kind of feel, but like I said, like it's very much not word soup. That's really what I like about it is like it's not word soup, but it's like fucking it's like very honest and specific. But the writing's still detailed, you know? So it's like it's got that nice middle ground to it, you know? And not a lot of writers can actually like achieve that kind of sound, you know? Alright, chat. Well, let's continue on. I need some coffee. I need to catch my breath. Fucking yapping my ass off. Alright. Alright. Let's continue on, my friends. Okay. So, all right, we left off with the homie Offspring Mysterious. Up next is the homie Onwuka. Onwuka has been submitting some fucking crazy pieces to the show, man. A very, very talented hip hop artist on Wuka submitted Fatal Fate Tales. What's Pop Music Mondays? Finna follow my trend and go with the opening track, self titled Fatal Fate Tales. I always studied how Luda made his intro tracks epic and Merc the flow and try to do that with every release. I am down. I am definitely down. We've heard a couple tracks from this project, I believe. But I don't think we've heard this one. I think we've heard Beast Ballin' and maybe Warzone Soldier. There's a couple here that we've heard, I think, for sure. But I definitely not Fatal Fate Tales, though, I don't think. Alright, let's get into it. Amuka, Fatal Fate Tales, let's go. Oh yeah, no, we definitely haven't heard this one.
Our fate sail, they asking what the hell that mean, a braid sail. Well, it mean I'm murking like silver saber. I'm in the wook, I feel a sickness spread, bumping like a race scale. Build a sentence sharp as a blade from a fade bale. Freshly bone can see me sliding through like slave bales. Steady humming like jet skis running off the slayer bales. Spinning infernos with my rhymes, watch this dark major spell.
Holy shit.
Rapper, we won't hand make it say ya. I tell the piece to reveal itself to me, take off the veil. Say ya, my fate sail. And some of the I'll show you more fate is real. World tries to tell you what your fate entails. Not for us, rapper, we won't and make it say. Shea trying to slay bells, more caked up than a bake sale. Getting below like hay bales, sit under cheese like basil. Vocally toasting everything like a salty bagel. Notice me pull up dripping like the dog of paint pale. Crime player flow, my eye flavor for all they paint pale. True strength is the train well. It was coming like when the train of whales. Cutting the pail with a fatal fate sail. My fate sail. World tries to tell you what your fate entails. Not for us, rapper, we won't hand and make it say ya. I tell the beat to reveal itself to me, take off the veil. Say ya, my fate sail. And some of the hookah, I'll show you what fate is real. World tries to tell you what your fate entails. Not for us, rapper, we won't hand and make it say ya. Say ya, our fate sails. Then let me show you what your fate entails.
That was hold on, that was definitely crazy. What did the description say here? So, I always studied how Luda made his intro tracks epic and Merc the flow and try to do that with every release. So what's crazy about this one here is that, the choice of instrumental is just fucking stellar. This would not be. Well, I mean, when you're talking about Onwuka, it's not really a shock that they hop on something like this, right? Because they're definitely more of a fan of obscure kind of instrumentals, which, like I said, is not really a shocker at all. But this one is very very alternative and very it's definitely dabbling into the alternative hip hop side of things, for sure, no question. But I like the choice though. Insomniac definitely killed this 100%. Okay, so let's talk about three things. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of Fatal Fate Tales title track from the Fatal Fate Tales album. All right. Let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix is super solid, especially when it comes down to the melody and what this instrumental is. I think Insomniac did a really good job. Nothing clashing, too overbearing at all. I mean, it is somewhat of a live instrument-based instrumental, right? So sometimes these mixes can be a little tricky to mix, especially when it comes down to the instrumental itself, right? But yeah, no real gripes with this one. Nothing really super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing that ultimately threw me off, right? So instrumental mix definitely solid. Definitely. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the melody, right? I mean, drums are up there, but the melody is super fucking rememberable. The melody really is very rememberable. It's got to be the melody for sure it's got to be the melody, no question. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, super solid. I mean, not really a shocker there. Vocal mix is definitely like up there when it comes down to um Onwuka and like they've always had like such a consistent mix when it comes down to their vocals, so it's like, not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out. They always have a super solid, like raw and natural hip hop voice, so you don't really need too much post processing when it comes to Onwuka, because they capture that like raw hip hop style like really well. Um, but again, not really a shocker. A good majority of Onwuka's music is mixed extremely well. So again, not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody new there for sure. Um, so vocal mix very solid. Um, Vocal shining star. I like the hook, right? I like the hook, but I feel like the flow and cadence on this, and the writing actually, some of the writing was actually really crazy. The writing in general, actually. But the flow and cadence too. The writing, the flow and cadence, the hook, all three are kind of like, it's hard to pick one, man. I do like the flow and cadence though, but a lot of the wordplay and the writing's sick. Hmm. Hmm. You know, probably flow and cadence and delivery. If I really had to pick, probably flow and cadence and delivery. If I'm being really honest with you. Just because Onwuka like really goes out of their way to like really make a solid flow on this, and just makes all the wordplay like so much cooler. So, um, definitely flow and cadence and delivery for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Um, Vocal solid, definitely flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So, title track. I mean, the theme kind of ties into this, right? But first, let's get into aesthetics. So, this cover is fantastic. Probably one of the coolest covers from Insomniwuka or just Onwuka in general. Both of these two are like super fucking cool on the cover. Like it has this like really solid like animated kind of feel to it, but it's also very like trading card esque kind of feel as well. You know what I mean? So I feel like they did a really good job with this. I gave some thoughts on this way back earlier, like probably like a couple months ago, but very much project worthy. I mean, like Insomniac at the top, Fatal Fate Tales, and man, just the foreground is crazy. Like just the foreground alone is like really really fucking solid. So aesthetics very much on point. Definitely feels like a project cover, right? Um, but Fatal Fate Tales, the intro track and the self-titled track, right? Um, I always studied how Luda made his intro tracks epic and murked the flow. I try to do that with every release. This was a really solid intro track for this project. It would definitely want to make me continue to listen for sure. As like a good hook in the aspect that like it's gonna want to make a first time listener actually like pull through and like actually continue to listen to this project, right? So really solid first starter track, and I mean like I wouldn't say that there's like a super ultra deep theme here. I mean the self album titled tracks on an album are always very like simple, but they're very attractive in the aspect that it's usually centered around the album. You know what I mean? Like it has that good like specific album feel to them. It's a very interesting kind of feel. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't look super deep for a theme here. I would definitely take it for what it is and definitely enjoy it when it comes down to like having a good intro track. You know what I mean? This is definitely one where you gotta appreciate the writing, the wordplay, especially with Fatal Fate Tales, right? I mean, really, really solid. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Definitely a solid first track, 100%. So with that said, huge shout out to Onwuka Insomniac. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Onwuka on Twitter. They are 5 followers away from 500 or 770. So make sure you go show them some love on the fucking Bird app. I'll show them some love on Twitter, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, all that good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And of course, if you already have, thank you. Much love for supporting Music Mondays. We see you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz on the channel. So thank you. We appreciate you. Much love. Alright, chat. We're about halfway through the show, so you guys know the drill. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. I'm gonna need to go stretch my legs and all that good jazz. I'm gonna need all you guys to do the same. Make sure you go stretch your legs. Make sure you go get a snack, walk the dog, go feed your cat. Maybe take a quick shower. No, don't take a shower. Don't do that. Don't do that. Definitely not. But with that said, we're taking a quick commercial break, and the Music Mondays podcast, episode 187, will be right back. Stay tuned, my friends. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Mondays podcast, episode 187. Hope you all had a good break, but let's dive back into submissions. We got Sam's Raps in the chat. What's good? Dad, what's cracking, my friend? I hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. So, we left off with the homie on Wooka. Up next is the homie Black Cash. Now, Black Cash has had some crazy fucking submissions. The last like couple have been really, really insane. Like a really, really solid, like original, like raw hip hop style for sure. But this week they submitted a track titled Frog Legs. Let's see. So Black Cash is actually the feature here. Okay. We got Kid Cosmo and the engineer per usual. All right, let's pop this open a new tag. Let's see what we got here. We got some images there that I want to peep too. Let's see. It's all about a man's initial attraction and subsequent pursuit of a woman who stands out in a crowd. Starting with the metaphor frog legs, the song highlights a woman's unique allure likened to a creature from a different commonplace of toads. The singer's confidence describes feeling froggy, feels his pursuit, does his intentions by treating her better than her previous partner. Cheated also. Wow, okay, so we got like a full breakdown here. Okay, this will help us talk about the theme a lot. Seen them frogs like as soon as I walk by. Feel the frog, you got me jumping out the whip. All you hear is the crickets chirping. She's thinking the cold. Okay. Song about a fly guy falling for a froggy girl, navigating the swamp of love and swatting away the gnats of past relationships. That's insane. That is actually insane. Okay. All right, we got to open a new tab. Let's see what we got here. Full volume. Let's bump it to 720. 1 month ago. Give me a verse in the song. Much needed break from the subjects I usually rap about, and it was fun creating. Damn. Okay. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. Black Cash Frog Legs. Let's go, man. I like the Pepe memes, man. This is great. Pretty tight. I agree.
I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh yeah. The way they rockin' got me standing kinda tall, yeah. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh no. My eyes moving up and down like a yo-yo. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh yeah. The way they rockin' got me standing kinda tall, yeah. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh no. My eyes moving up and down like a yo-yo. When it comes to the frog legs, I spot them like a Dalmatian. Baby, I'm a dog, better check the calculation. I am not about to chasing, but I'll make an exception. I got a case in this Yeti, and I ain't faking, I'm reppin'. I'm
Okay.
the team's latest weapon, upgraded from the prior model. You put the G in genie, don't get stuck inside the bottle. I watch you model and the waddle's exquisite. Don't wanna pay you no dollars, I wanna pay you a visit. I made the switch it, I'm an all-net shooter from long range. Do my own thing, smoke on fire, know what I'm saying? And where your man, he got you walking out here all alone. He don't appreciate them things that you walking on. So let's mosey to the beachfront, I be blunt. I just wanna cut and drop it, something like a tree stump. Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe triple time. Peeking at the rollie and it's looking like 6 to 9. I see them frog legs hopping,
Okay.
I'm like, oh yeah. The way they rockin' got me standing kinda tall, yeah. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh no. My eyes moving up and down like a yo-yo. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh
The hook is
yeah.
crazy.
Rockin' got me standing kinda tall, yeah. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh no. My eyes moving up and down like a yo-yo.
I seen them frog legs as soon as I walked by you. Musta hopped off a lily pad, right up out that bayou. I'm feeling froggy, got me jumping out the whip. Tongue flicking, I'm the flyest around. Won't take a pic, why you wasting time? Hopping with them toes from pad to pad. I show you how that river supposed to flow. Oh yeah, she cold-blooded, but she hotter than the rest. I threw some bait out and got her hooked off the flex. She never climaxed with the top down, doing 95. I'm headed down south with my face in between them thighs. Your last dude was a cheater. I'll never leave her, cause she thicker than cold cheese grits. Straight up out the freezer. Couple gnats in the air, mosquitoes buzzing and lurking. She just swat them all down. All you hear is the crickets chirping. We had a nice conversation, but that walk looking mean. I had to double back and go and get on my team, yeah.
I see them frog legs hopping.
Damn.
Oh yeah. The way they rockin' got me standing kinda tall, yeah. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh no. My eyes moving up and down like a yo-yo. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh yeah. The way they rockin' got me standing kinda tall, yeah. I see them frog legs hopping, I'm like, oh no. My eyes moving
Fun, definitely a fun track. I agree, man. This was fun. I love the brightness of it. I think it's a great summer track. If I'm being real, I mean, like this came out in July, so definitely still brand new. I mean, like, there's just so much I really like about this. Okay, hold up. So let's talk about this here. I think the description in the video is also kind of relevant too. I mean, like it was a much needed break from the subjects I usually rap about, and it was fun creating as well. Yeah, like it was cool to see Black Cash on something like this, right? Because Black Cash is very much more like a serious rapper about life topics and things like that. I mean, this is a life topic, right? But it's more metaphorical, right? So it was a bit different, but I think they did a really good job with this. If like I'm being honest with you, I really think they did a good job with this. Like it's one of those tracks where like both of their styles come together really nicely. Both of their styles really, really come together nice. So I'm big on this one, man. Um, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're talk about vocals. Talk about the overall theme of this track. So, theme's gonna be relatively easy, right? I mean, Black Cash pretty much broke it down for us really well here. You know what I mean? Um, instrumental. So this one is prod Smoke Jesus, which is very cool because it's self-produced, right? So, um, but I do like the instrumental. It has like a good summer classic hip hop kind of vibe, but still very independent and very like DIY. It's not really like ripping regular sounds that you'd hear all the time. It's definitely unique in that aspect for sure. But the mix is great. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that really like threw me off on this mix at all. I like a lot of the smaller stuff too, like a lot of the little effects and a lot of the like subtle things that a lot of people don't pick up on are really nice in this one, as far as the instrumental goes. Um, but yeah, no real gripes with this one at all, to be honest with you. So instrumental mix very solid. Instrumental shining star. Eh, drums are up there for me, but for this one, it's got to be the melody. The melody really locks in that like chill, laid back kind of summer flavor that I think this song like is capturing, and I feel like the melody is really up there for that, like really really up there for that. So melody clears for me, but I do feel like drums were a close second. Drums are definitely a close second, but melody here is great. Uh, so instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix for both of them is fantastic. Smoke has a little bit more of like a laid back style compared to Black Cash. Black Cash is still very stern. Um, but it's such a great like pairing of styles. I would love to hear more of these two work together because like they're so similar, but they're so different. Like it's something about their tones of voices and the way that they deliver their lyrics is like it blends really well, But as far as the mix goes, fantastic. Like I said, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely, vocals sit nice. Both of them have like really solid natural rap voices, so you don't really need to do too much post processing, right? Don't want too many effects on something like this. I mean, you could, right, if that was like the vision that you wanted to take it in, but hmm, yeah, I definitely have no gripes. Definitely not. I mean, like thinking back on it, like both of these two blend really well on this, and everything's crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Um, the vocal mix, fantastic. Vocal shining star. Hmm. All right. Um, flow and cadence and delivery is really up there for me on this one. But writing clears, man. Writing fucking clears, absolutely clears. Like I just thought the writing was fun. It was relatable. It has like a lot of like good meaning behind it. It's a very different kind of track. So hmm. Um. Yeah, it's got to be writing. I mean, flow and cadence and delivery is definitely up there, like I said, but writing just made this really fun. I mean, the hook is definitely up there too, but writing all day, definitely. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely. Um, the melody, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I mean, the aesthetics, like I don't think you could get any more on point than this. Like the frog in the middle is fucking hilarious, right? But it's also like an animated kind of visual, so they went above and beyond for this one, and I thought that was like fantastic, bro. Like I, I I think the thing that I love the most about this is the pure summer vibes. It's nothing but summer vibes on this one, and the Pepe winking in the bottom right, and this one, it just supports the theme of the track so well. Um, so yeah, aesthetics are definitely on point. I'm a big fan of this one. This one's just funny. It has that like chill summer vibe to it. It's cool to have tracks like these every once in a while, right? That just kind of like Black Cat Shed kind of like breaks the mold. You know what I mean? Kind of like breaks the mold of like what you'd usually be doing. Um, but aesthetics on point. Overall theme, I mean, there's no point in me even like trying to break it down when it's like really well like laid out for us here. Black Cash's Frog Legs is all about a man's initial attraction and subsequent pursuit of a woman who stands out in a crowd, right? Frog legs. Starting with the metaphor of frog legs, the song highlights a woman's unique allure, likened to a creature from a berry that's different from a commonplace of toads. The singer's confidence describes its feeling froggy feels his pursuit. He shows his intentions of treating her better than her previous partner who cheated. The song also taps into sensuality, living the moments. It all wraps in the couple brushing off negativity, symbolized by gnats and mosquitoes, and enjoying their time together. So there's a lot of wordplay. There's a lot of like fun, fun themes to explore here. I think that they did a really good job with this. You know what I mean? Like I really feel like they went above and beyond to try to like really create a song with a theme behind it. Like a theme when it comes down to like, okay, let's write a song about X situation or Y situation or da 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 da. Because sometimes you can just go off and just kind of start writing, right? And sometimes it'll have like a main theme, but sometimes a lot of the writing kind of goes back and forth, right? But in this song, like it's A to B, all about frog legs, right? And they did such a good job kind of like expanding on it, and it just ended up being like a really fun summer track. This one was awesome. This one was really awesome and really well thought out too, you know what I mean? Like such a simple topic, but really well done with how much like effort you put behind it, so well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to a Black Cash. Make sure you go follow them on YouTube and sub to their channel. They are 3 subs away from 190. Go show them some love. And of course, make sure you follow Black Cash on Twitter. They're approaching 2.7K on the Bird app, my friends. Make sure you go show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 sub-roonies. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz is available. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love. Let's get it, baby. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's go. We left off with the homie Black Cash. Up next would be the homie Jordan, but Jordan is a Music Mondays Patreon. We already reacted to Jordan's submission way earlier in the show, so make sure you go play the show from the jump and go show Jordan some love, and go show Better Days some love. Up next is the homie Sin, aka Survival in Negativity, a very talented hip hop artist. Has been absolutely destroying shit when it comes to the Music Mondays podcast and all of their submissions, right? We've been going through a lot of their older projects, a lot of their newer projects, but this week they have a track titled Emergency Landing. Has some incredible skills. Emergency Landing, featuring Dara Wilson, Sin, Impress Mata, Noah, Prod Insomniac. This album coming out soon. Hope you enjoy, and thanks for listening. Thank you for your submission, my friend. Let's fucking get it. All right, let's pop this open a new tab. Let's see what we got here. I'm down for the cause, my friends. I'm down. All right. Insomniac, Dara Wilson, Sin, Impress, and Big Noah. Emergency Landing. Go.
You already know, bro. You know what this is, bro. This, the house of incredible skills, Baba.
Phony off the wrist, I see the timing on the spritz. Cloudy in the mix, sipping Stella off the spritz. Busy on the blitz, I see him scrambling, but you ain't never been fly till you had emergency landing. Say the fly talk for a stewardess, insomnia on the organ with a pattern to a square It's rudiment, triple on any song that you get me on. I'm the one at tenfold. Get your copy on. Wake up, then I get the drill. You know I feel amazing, bro. I am what they aiming for. Once she came into the dojo, hit it with the combo. Next thing you know, she ain't never been the same again. Niggas know.
What an interesting instrumental.
I'm a Candyman. On the road to riches, every step I take is sweet. Welcome to Candyland. Use the flow as a tool. I always knew one day it will always come in handy, man.
Yo, your favorite producer's favorite rapper, your favorite rapper's favorite feature. Late your cleats to reach the statuses we're chasing after. If they late, then they just have to play the bleachers. Take a seat, I play the back until they bring me in to shake the rappers. Drown them out until they have to make a rap to make it back to where we lay, but we dictating where the wave is at. Swaying this and that way till the levee's face collapse. Break the floodgates open, no way to evade the crash. We back to heat it up like wasabi and spicy condiments. I hear him saying watch him, he ain't hostile but he ominous. It's the anonymous quiet niggas that be plotting and pondering. I was wandering, watching for their time to get on and then make a believer out of those who doubt the dominance and then return to harmless when the pen is out his palm again. Catch him now before he's gone with the wind. On layover from emergency landing until they take off again.
Damn. Damn.
Emergency landing, nigga, we about to blow up. Mouthpiece like thou seen my flame throw up. Everything torch, everything getting scorched, but I still got the charm to disarm a king cobra. Poet so stoic, I possess an iron aura. Couldn't afford a force, so we took the iron horse. I be iron horse with the eye of Horus. Now I'm in a four-door Ford with four doors. Hit a bitch with the king yeah, till she throw up. I am that explorer, fishing to the tuna jaws. Get it? Tuna shores? Y'all niggas is lost. Come borrow a chromosome so you can learn a little more. And your bitch ear like a drum, her mind numb. Serving up a fate till she come from my tongue. So you see the desert, to me see the ocean. Separated cheeks, hit her with the staff of Moses.
That's a crazy bar.
Smoking super Cali while I'm bumping that New York shit. Someday, one day, I'll relax. Till then, it's a zookeeper's Monday. Back on my bullshit.
This eating MCs like protein, the flow mean has to kill you slowly, knowing you can't hold me. I low key got more game than Goldie, so don't leave your bitch around. No, I own me. I'ma steal it like Joe Green. I ain't from Pittsburgh. I'm a lyricist nerd with sick words, getting you perturbed cause this fucking spits hurt. Why you guys so bitter? Could it be that I deliver more than Uber Eats? Yo, what the fuck's for dinner? Straight disgusting, robusting right out the cufflinks. Excitement has your blood rushing like doing cupping. Diagnosis, big dope Genesis, the dopest. Newcomer in showbiz, Jordan Clutchy don't miss. INS MSC recruited me for this beat cause he sees I in this, I'm the MC. Yes indeed, that should change my name to No Incredible. When it comes to bars, Big Noah, he impeccable. Write more where I type is fucking legible. 2022, and I'm Godzilla in the booth. Copy who? Big Noah Genesis, Poppy Smooth. All praise to Jehovah, game over, copy go.
Wow. Okay. So that was very much like a it gave like such a big cypher like team vibe for sure. I mean like they are a collective, right? So it kind of makes sense. But yeah, man. Wow. This was just bar after bar after bar after bar. Like this is one of those ones that you could really like listen like 3 or 4 times, right? And like get a new bar, understand a new lyric. Like this is one of those ones that you need to sit on for sure. Okay. So, let's talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, talk about vocals, we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. Instrumental is very interesting again. It has a very like almost jazz rap kind of vibe, you know, kind of bringing that like jazz rap feel to it, but a little bit more like fast pace. I like it though. Insomniac is such a unique producer, man. But instrumental mix, solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that I thought was like too in the way. This is an older track as well, March 31st of last year, right? So not exactly old, but not exactly brand new either. But the mix is solid, like I said. Nothing that's really like sticking out that much to me. Crisp, clean, vocals sit nice. Nothing that I would ultimately really change. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, I kind of want to say the drums, but the melody here is like really like kind of leaves an impact on you a little bit, you know? Because like you hear like a lot of the instruments in the background and like a lot of the different like styles. I don't know. It has a very interesting vibe, you know? It really does. So probably melody, to be honest with you, probably melody. Um let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we have one, two, three, four verses on this track. And you know, the transition wasn't that jarring. You know what I mean? Like I feel like everybody fit really well on this. I don't think anybody kind of like sounded off or sounded like they like everybody meshed well. Everybody meshed really well. I don't think that there was any outliers or anybody that kind of like threw the track off. I feel like everybody worked really well together. And I think part of that is due to the mix because the mix is very solid, nice and level, crisp, clean, clear. Everybody's vocals are kind of like right where they need to be, right? Everybody on this track has a solid rap voice, so you don't really need too much post processing, right? Not really too many effects. Make sure everything's nice, you know, kind of centered in the middle. Um, Definitely no gripes with the vocal mix. Yeah, I mean, thinking back on it, like everybody transitioned really well into their verses. Like when it comes to any more than like one feature, I tend to look at the bigger picture, right? When it comes to like how does everybody transition, like how does everybody's voice sound on one track, you know what I mean? So, but this one was solid, you know, this one was definitely solid. So no gripes with the vocal mix. Vocal shining star. I mean, it's got to be writing, right? I mean, I feel like everybody wrote their ass off on this song. You know, like how is it not writing? It's got to be. Got to be writing, 100%. No question, because this is a song that could like you could really eat off this for quite some time, you know, especially as a listener. This is one of those ones where you just absorb the bars and you're like, holy shit, you know what I mean? So, mm, definitely writing, definitely writing. I would say flow and cadence and delivery is like a close second, but writing all day for sure. Instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I love this cover. Simple, high quality, effective. Everybody's name. The emergency landing with the jet. I mean, like I think the thing that puts this over for me is how high quality it is. This is definitely like a very much like crisp, clean cover for sure. And it has that like single vibe to it, right? Like it's totally a single cover. Works for like just a solo track. For sure. So whoever designed this and did that did a really good job. Definitely. Um Aesthetics on point. Overall theme. I wouldn't dig too deep for an overall theme here. This is definitely a very much like big team vibe. Almost had like a cipher kind of vibe too, right? Like everybody was just passing the mic over, you know, like it very much had that vibe, but it was a bit more constructed than a cipher. Um because once again, I do feel like everybody kind of like wrote their ass off here, so um hmm. Yeah, I mean, one thing about this is, like I said, as a listener, this is one that you could always come back to again and again, and probably find new punchlines and new bars to understand, and new small just small lyrics to pick up on, man, for sure. This is definitely one you gotta appreciate the flows and the cadences and the writing and the lyrics for, 100%. So with that said, a huge shout out to Sin and this. Make sure you go follow Insomniac and the rest of the crew on Spotify, and of course, make sure you follow Survival on Twitter. They are 9 followers away from 460, so go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some fucking love. Let's get it. And for those of you that already have showed some love to the Music Mondays YouTube channel, you're amazing, and thank you for showing some love. So you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. So make sure you go show the channel some love. Thank you. All right. So up next we have the homie I Say. It's been probably like a couple weeks. I think the last couple releases have been really solid from Isay and Sean, for sure. Like, they're a really solid duo, and we have another song from them this week. So, Isay, a very unique hip hop artist, submitted a track titled Scarlet. Here we got. I like the cover for this as well. It's very, no pun intended, Scarlet like, for sure. A little bit abstract, too. That's pretty crazy. Okay, let's get into it. Sean, Isay, Scarlet, let's go. Big guitar. Fantastic melodic vibe on this one. I like this a lot. See, like, they're such a versatile duo and just versatile artists in general. You know what I mean? I feel like they did a really good job with this. Way more melodic, way more alternative. Definitely has that, like, alternative hip hop kind of feel, right? Some real raw underground shit right here, for sure. Okay, let's break it down. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So, we're talking about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Scarlet. So, man, oh man, oh man. All right, let's talk instrumental. So I love the choice off rip. I really, really love the choice. You know, and it has a more like, again, like more like alternative kind of feel to it. You know what I mean? It has that alt hip hop. You know, very much like alt hip hop kind of feel. So I love the choice. Mix is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals sit nice. Everything cuts through nicely. Nothing ultimately that I would change on this. Drums are solid. Sound selection solid. Yeah, definitely no gripes with this, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think the instrumental mix is like really up there for me. So, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. 100% the melody. I love this guitar. I feel like drums are up there, but this guitar was just too good, you know? It really set the tone here. It really, really set the tone. So, instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. I mean, they've had a pretty consistent mix over the course of their last few submissions, right? So, not really a shocker that their mix here is really solid. I love a lot of the effects they use on their voices too, right? They don't just kind of take the normal route because, you know, that's not their vision. They kind of want to create a little bit more of like an electrifying, you know, more attractive kind of sound too. but this one's more melodic, right? So I feel like their voices got expanded and like used more in this kind of track, right? In this kind of environment, in this kind of idea. So, per usual though, I mean the vocal mix was solid. Like I said, vocals sit nice in the instrumental, everything cuts through nicely. Nothing that I would really like ultimately change on this at all. When it comes down to the vocal mix, definitely not. Definitely not. Hmm. Vocal shining star. Um, it could be flow and cadence and delivery. If I'm being really honest with you, it really could be flow and cadence and delivery. I just love how melodic this was and like how everything was delivered was it was very passionate, man. Very, very passionate. Um, I'm gonna go with flow and cadence and delivery on this one. I love both of their verses here. Writing's a close second because it was very honest, right? But I think flow and cadence and delivery really kind of like ran this home for me, for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So, aesthetics, Scarlet. I mean, they used the Scarlet kind of color, right? It's this like kind of blood red-esque kind of feel to it. But this cover in particular is like way more abstract too. It like the more you look at it, the more you kind of like make it out, and then at the same time you don't make it out, right? It's a very like abstract piece of art. So I like this one, simple, straight to the point, and definitely has like the color for it for sure. Like it just matches the mood, 100%. Overall theme. So it's a very like somewhat of an emotional song, right? I definitely think it's one of those tracks that's very honest and straight to the point. You know what I mean? It's very much like talking about how people tend to want to keep you down, and certain people in your life will just come in to fuck it up. You know what I mean? Much like everybody else, there are people like that out there, and they tend to have like a red scarlet kind of energy, So I feel like they did a good job kind of expanding upon that emotion of being either fucked over or fucked with, or just kind of like broken and betrayed. You know what I mean? I really feel like they touched on all those emotions like really well. A song that's very straight to the point, and I like that. Well done, my friends. Make sure you go follow Sean and I Say on Spotify, and thank you so much for your submission. And of course, make sure you follow I Say on Twitter. They are approaching 1.2K on the Bird app, so make sure you go show them some love there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be links in the description of the upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And of course, if you already have, thank you, my friends. We appreciate you here at Mondays. Let's fucking get it. Okay, so we left off with the homie I Say. Up next is the homie Drew on the beat. Now, it's been a couple weeks since we heard from Drew, but a very, very talented hip-hop artist submitted This Game's So Cold. I'm down. Got a little YouTube link, too. Let's go. All right, I'm with it. Featuring the homie Jesse G. Okay. Produced by Baby C. Cover's really crazy. I like the skulls a lot. That's cool. Definitely cool. Prize drop. This is dope. Some love in the comments. We love that. All right, let's get into it. I'm down. Drew on the beat. This Game's So Cold. Let's go.
Gotta hustle a lot of time, cause that's all that we know. But keep it on the low, cause this game's so cold. Got these haters talking down, but they know we'll never fold. You know how it goes, cause this game's so cold.
Been a long ride through these hard times. I pray to God I make it out. In my heart I'm different and I'm special, that's without a doubt. Look me in my face, through my smile you gon' see pain. But I keep fighting the good fight, cause the sun shine after the rain. I'm just searching for happiness, build my own paradise. Out here gambling with the devil, steady rolling the dice of life. I stay solid, boy, I never fold. In my presence you feel the energy, I got the brightest glow. In this cold game, baby, I'm the hot topic. I got my mind right, I'm focused and you cannot stop it. At the top is where I'll be, with dudes down up on my back. Man, I swear I'm Jesse G, bringing the real till I collapse. Yeah.
Gotta hustle all the time, cause that's all that we know. But keep it on the low, cause this game's so cold. Got these haters talking down, but they know we'll never fold. You know how it goes, cause this game's so cold. Yeah. Deuce Dime, that's my city. If you're with me, put your hands up. Haters on the bench. If you're broke, then get your bands up. Yeah, I put my life up on these beats. All the hustlers can relate, they do the same up in the streets. Never taking no defeats, cause I stay so focused. And this game so cold, like the man who wrote this. Wonder how I approach this, you ain't gotta ask me. This that cocaine flow, and this track's my last key. I've been living fast, G, so I need to take my time. Waking up and saying a prayer for all the homies that are dying. Me and Jesse never lie, we the realest from the tone. Put it down for our city when we on the microphone. Gotta hustle all the time, cause that's all that we know. But keep it on the low, cause this game's so cold. Got these haters talking down, but they know we'll never fold. You know how it goes, cause this game's so cold.
Huh. What an interesting vibe. Great theme. This was solid. This is real solid. Okay. I see the vision, man. I definitely see the vision here. Well done. Solid outro too. Nice low pan out and everything. Okay. Let's break it down. Let's talk to it, man. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of tracks. So, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix is solid. Nothing clashing too overbearing. I like the sound selection a lot. Nothing ultimately that's like really throwing it off at all, to be honest with you. It's a very like slow, kind of chill trap-esque kind of sound. Definitely has like the hip hop roots though. But again, the instrumental mix is definitely solid. Not anything I would change on this, honestly. Nothing clashing too overbearing, like I said. Sound selection solid. Vocals sit nice. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing really that's like throwing it off at all. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Instrumental shining star. I mean, there's a couple things here, but I really like the drums on this one. I feel like we haven't heard any really like insane drum tracks tonight. This one definitely had some solid drums for sure. So for me, definitely the drums. Melody's like a close second, but I feel like the drums on this one, especially the kick and the 808, were really solid. So definitely the drums for sure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. It's very interesting. You know, this mix does well for this kind of instrumental, right? This is such a chill, laid back instrumental that the chill and laid back kind of mix on the vocals really works out well. You know what I mean? Like I said, nothing really clashing to overbearing. Nothing that really like ultimately threw me off when it comes down to the vocal mix. Vocals sit nice. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing that really like makes it sound really crazy at all, to be honest with you. Nothing that's really like throwing off the track. I mean, like, these two have, like, really solid, raw kind of hip-hop voices, so you don't really want to go too crazy with effects and post-processing and things like that. But obviously, you just want to clean up your vocals a little bit, make sure everything's solid, you know, crisp, clean, clear, nice and loud. But yeah, this one has a nice middle ground. I'm definitely a fan of the vocal mix. Definitely works well with the instrumental. So instrumental solid. Definitely the drums. Let's talk vocal shining star. You know, I like the hook, but I feel like writing in general is definitely a really like clear winner here. I feel like writing all around is really fucking solid. I feel like they both did a good job kind of expanding on like how it feels to kind of like be alone or solo or like DIY when it comes to, you know, music, art, life, streets, you know, like whatever you got to do, right? I definitely feel like it's one of those that's like very much honest, but in like a subtle way, right? Like it's just the truth. It's not like they're trying to be like any type of way, you know? Like it's very much a truthful track for sure. So definitely writing for me. Definitely writing. Like I said, instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Great fucking cover here. Really, really great cover. Like really on some movie shit if we're being honest with you. Two homies sitting in the whip, smoking. You have the candles there in the center. A lot of the smoke is actually really crazy. The text is great. You have the rated R in the bottom left, and then the parental advisory in the top left. So simple, effective, very high quality, and perfect for like a duo. You know what I mean? Like it definitely feels like a duo kind of cover. You know, like me and the homies type shit. You know, so I like this vision a lot. I definitely like this vision a lot. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, this game's so cold. I mean, realistically, like it's very much, you know, as much as there is good, there's definitely going to be shitty solo times where you realize everything is, you know, I mean, the world is cold, right? But the world is also filled with love, you know? So there's two sides of that you could really explore. And I feel like they did a good job exploring the cold side and how shitty and cold the world and music and life and certain scenes and just trying to become a solo, you know, artist can be tough, you know? So I feel like they expanded upon that really well. And then even deeper with like real life shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, fuck, like a very simple but very effective kind of theme, you know? I feel like they did a good job kind of sharing their own personal experiences with the world being cold, right? So well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to Drew on the beat. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to Drew's channel. They're approaching 1.6K on the tube, man. And make sure you go follow Drew on Twitter. They're approaching 2.9K on the Bird app. So make sure you go show them some love on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz is available on the channel. So go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. Love that. Well, let's get it, baby. Alrighty, my friends. We left off with the homie Drew on the beat. Up next is Jara or Jora. I mean, the X could be a variable for many things. It's either Jara or Jora. It could be either way. But a first-time submitting artist, nonetheless, submitted 3 unreleased tracks releasing Friday. Oh no, wait, this one's out now. Here are some tracks that I'm proud of. Enjoy to anyone that sees this. All right. Oh, it is Jara. 20, pronounced Jara. Okay. We got you. All right. First-time submitting artist, Jara. Let's get into it. So let's go with the latest release. I am curious on the unreleased, but let's just go with the latest one. And let's check it out. So like I said, a first, let's see. 13 days ago, Gold Rush AZ competition, anxiously attached. Wait, well, let's go check out the unreleased, I guess. Raped My Knee 17 days ago. Okay. A little bit of unreleased here. All right. I'm down. Okay. First time submitting artist, Jara, Scraped My Knee. Let's go. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Oh my. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. And the closer, man. The closer. Okay. So this is fucking nuts. I do remember Jara being somewhat like of a dubstep kind of artist, right? And wow, this clears. This is fantastic. Super solid. Super fucking solid. I mean, we don't get much dubstep anymore. We used to get it a lot. Every once in a while we'll still get some more dubstep kind of artists, but this was great. This was definitely great. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So, we're going to talk about two things because obviously no vocals. We are going to talk about the instrumental and we are going to talk about the overall theme track. So, let's talk mix. I mean, dubstep's crazy to mix, right? I mean, it can be very difficult to kind of get these types of tracks the way you want them as a producer, right? Sometimes it's really easy too. Like it's a very hit or miss thing. Much like using live instruments, right? It's a very hit or miss kind of mix. But when it comes down to this one, super fucking solid. I didn't think anything was clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that really like threw me off ultimately about this one. Drums were good. Sound selection was good. Definitely no gripes here at all, if I'm being real with you. I definitely like this mix a lot. It's nice and raw and gritty, but not too overbearing, you know. And especially for like an unreleased, this could still be just a demo. So obviously you could just go back and remix it. But how it is as is great to me. You know what I mean? So nothing super crazy as far as the mix goes. Instrumental Shining Star. You know, the drums are really solid on this. You know, they're really solid. But I think what really sold me here is the structure. The structure for an instrumental track, any kind of instrumental track, doesn't really matter the genre. You know, you gotta have a decent structure. You need to not make it as repetitive as possible without making it erratic. You know what I mean? And like experimental. This is like, you can see it in the waveform. Each drop, you know what I mean, is like perfectly placed. It's dropping when it needs to, it's slowing down when it needs to, and it's like filling in all the gaps for an instrumental track, right? Because like when people go to listen to instrumental tracks, they want an instrumental, but in their heads, it just can't be like too repetitive, right? Like you don't want to be listening to the same loop over and over again. I mean, some people do like that, but you know, most people don't, especially when they go and listen to instrumentals, right? Especially think of alternative instrumentals, rap instrumentals, same thing. But I think for me, the shining star is definitely the structure. I think the structure definitely clears on this one for sure. So, let's talk theme. Aesthetics, obviously unreleased, so no official cover yet, right? We just kind of have the default profile picture, which is actually fire, by the way. So obviously we'll probably get a different cover once this actually drops, right? But Scraped My Knee. I immediately thought of this old track that I used to do like back in the day. By a couple of artists, but Scrape to My Knee is always such a sick title to me. You know what I mean? Like, always such a sick title to me. So, Jara strikes me as a producer that has their own vision, right? Doesn't really like, like I'm sure they want to sell instrumentals and shit like that, but that's not their main goal. Their main goal is to create beautiful sounds that they enjoy as a producer. And the fact that, we're getting more and more producers that actually care about their work and like putting themes behind shit instead of like just type beating everything, is just fantastic. I just love a prod that cares about their work, right? Because especially if you don't do vocals, like production's the only way to really get your thoughts out, right? And like properly like convey your emotions. So when you actually care and put themes behind it, it comes out way better. So well done. Huge shout out to Jara. Thank you so much for letting us premiere the unreleased version of Scrape to My Knee. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They are now 5 followers away from 400. So you should go follow them just like we did and go show them some love over there on the cloud. And, of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 3 followers away from 210. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And, of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Much, much love. Let's get it. So, all right. Let's see here. All right. Oh, we have the Young Tig, one of my supporters' faves. Little King, Let's Do It Again. This is the one that we listened to last week, if I'm not... Oh, yeah, okay. So this is one that we already reacted to last week, so definitely go check out episode 186 and make sure you go show that some love. Because we reacted to a Little King, and it was fucking crazy, and you should go show Tig some love as well on Twitter. But of course, feel free to resubmit, for next week's, for anything that we haven't reacted to yet. But this is a banger. Definitely go check out episode 186 and take some love. Let's fucking get it. All right, so up next we got the homies over at Mojave Gray. Feel Alive. It's been a while since we heard from these homies. It's been a while. A very, very talented group, alternative group, by the way. Submitted a track titled Feel Alive. It's been a while, so let's dive in. I'm down. I'm definitely down, chat. I'm definitely down. Right. Let's see. 2024, August 9th of 2024. I am down. All right, Mojave Gray, Feel Alive. Let's go.
My mind's going wild. There's darkness inside. Only you can save my life. I need you by my side. When I look into your eyes, I feel alive. When I look into your eyes, I feel alive. When I look into your eyes, I feel alive.
Oh, shit. Hmm. Not what I was expecting at all. Nope.
Can save my life. I need you by my side. When I look into your eyes, I feel alive. When I look into your eyes, I feel alive. Look into your eyes, I feel alive.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Definitely not the style that I was expecting. This one's more of like a dance electric pop kind of vibe, but very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay, well done, my friend. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Feel Alive. Pretty obvious theme. Let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Crisp, clean, clear. Nothing to the, really sticks out. Nothing that's like really overbearing at all, to be honest with you. Nothing clashing. Vocals sit nice. Drums cut through nicely. Everything's nice and tucked away. Nothing I would ultimately change about this one at all when it comes to the instrumental mix. The instrumental mix is definitely solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the drums, right? The drums are keeping up such a great rhythm here. And the sound selection on them is like super, super fucking solid. So, for me, definitely the drums. For sure, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, really solid. Not like super over processed, but still has enough of a mix and effects on it that it really like pushes the bar for this type of like dance move, electronic pop-esque kind of sound, So, for me, I feel like the vocal mix is fantastic. Nothing that like really stuck out to me as off-putting, you know what I mean? Nice and reverb, the effects are great. It's really well done, Definitely like right where it needs to be as far as this vocal mix goes, for sure. 100%. Vocal shining star. Probably the hook. I mean, the hook is so prominent in this song, and it's very much like right in your face. You know what I mean? It pretty much is the song, so like, gotta be the hook for sure, no question. Flow and cadence and delivery is probably a close second, but definitely the hook here for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely. The drums, vocal solid, definitely the hook. Suck theme. Aesthetics. Great fucking cover. Great cover. It has this like minimalist vibe to it, but it's so high quality, and the text and the font up there is like really solid. And of course, you take these like IRL photos and you kind of like edit them and deep fry them the way you want. They come out really, really nice and original, So this is perfect for a single, 100%. I like the cover a lot. Overall theme. I mean, sometimes you just meet people in life that can like they make you feel alive. It's very simple. Sometimes you fall in love. You might meet friends. You might meet family that just gives you life. You know what I mean? It's definitely one of those like fast-paced dance pop-esque kind of like high energy kind of tracks, straight to the point, very simple. And I feel like they did a really good job this one, man. Well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to Mojave Gray. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're approaching 1.2K on the bird app, my friend. Go show them some love there on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 290 subscribers, man. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz over there. So go show these artists in the channel some fucking love. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, baby. Let's get it. So, with that said, that concludes submissions for Music Mondays episode 187. Huge shout out to everybody that came through, showed love, submitted, tuned in. Let's show some love. Let's give some goodbyes. Let's give some updates. Let's talk about the next week. Let's do all that good jazz. Let's get it. So, with that said, huge shout out to everybody that came through and showed love tonight in the chat. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps and anybody else that lurked and chilled. I think we peaked at like 7 to 10 viewers tonight. You guys are fucking amazing. But yeah, huge shout out to Sam's Raps. Huge shout out to anybody else that lurked and chilled. Huge shout out to all of our Patreons. Jordan, Dry My Eyes, Blank Thought, Ryuki, King Mark. All of you guys are fucking beautiful. But as far as everybody who submitted tonight, huge shout out to Jordan, our Music Mondays Patreon of the night. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps, Just Was, Offspring Mysterious, Onwuka, Black Cash, Jordan, Survival and Negativity, I Say, Drew on the Beat, Jara, Tig, Mojave Gray, Lucha Libro, Braden, and so let's talk about heaven. And as far as Funkamilla goes, make sure you follow us and submit a track for next week, because we'd love to have you on the show, my friends. All right. Okay, so let's talk, my friends. Okay, so we'll be tweeting out the top three artists of tonight's episode directly after the show ends. So make sure you follow us on Twitter to stay up to date. Of course, submissions will be live tomorrow for episode 188 of the Music Mondays podcast. So again, make sure you follow us on Twitter, socials, all that good jazz to stay up to date. This episode will be available on all audio platforms this Thursday, YouTube this Saturday, and of course you can listen to it on our Patreon over there and download it and kind of, spice it up, anything like that. Do whatever you want with the show. But it'll be live everywhere all this week. And of course, SoundCloud Sunday submissions open this Wednesday. Alright, my friends, big Cyberfest 2 updates coming soon. Music Mondays merch promo going out again this week. And of course, your weekly and monthly content will stay the same. We're going to be updating some SoundCloud playlists. You can expect an article on Friday. And like I said, submissions open tomorrow for next week's show. Submissions open Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday, volume 149. Make sure you stay up to date with all that good jazz. And of course, at the end of the day, make sure you follow Music Mondays on your favorite social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Tumblr, Threads, Blue Sky. We're there. We're literally everywhere. So pick your favorite platform. Come join us. Come show us some love. And you stay up to date with what we're doing. And of course, make sure you stream the Music Mondays podcast on all audio platforms, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. We'll be live next week for episode 188, so make sure you get your submissions in tomorrow. And of course, I'll be live here all week. I'm live like 5-6 days a week, man, so make sure you stop by the stream. Come kick it with the kid. Watch party jazz, YouTube jazz, speedrun jazz, playing random horror games, all that good stuff. I'm live literally 5-6 days a week. Of course, we're live every Monday with the Music Mondays podcast, so you got the drill. Like I said, huge shout out to everybody that came through, showed love tonight. You guys are fucking amazing. You can expect the top 3 artists of tonight's episode to be tweeted out ASAP Rocky. Of course, I love you guys. So, take care. Follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. All the socials, all the good jazz is linked down below. I'll be live tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be live next Monday for episode 188 of the Music Mondays podcast. So be safe. I love you. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you next week for episode 188. Let's fucking get it.